Hey, what's up guys? It's Coach Matt over here at Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Excuse the cold, kind of coming down with something, so I might sound a little weird in this video. But guys, I'm here today to talk to you about something that I value and something that I cherish and something that I will always make a part of my life, and that is education. As a throws coach, as a strength coach, and as a business owner, education is vital to me. I am always trying to continue my education. I'm trying to learn more on how to get athletes stronger. I'm trying to learn more on how to get my athletes to throw further. And I'm trying to learn more on how to grow this business and make this business great so that we can get more athletes in here and that we can get more people training and pushing each other to do better. Education is vital. As soon as you think that you know everything, that's when someone's going to overtake you. As soon as you're not hungry to learn more, that is when someone's going to overtake you and do better than you. Tell you guys a quick story. This past January, I had the opportunity, and I was really gifted with the opportunity to speak at the Ohio Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association's annual clinic. This is a massive clinic with a ton of people, and it was an honor to be asked to speak at this clinic. And one of the speakers along with me there was three-time world champion and one-time indoor world champion, Godina. Now, Godina has done it all in the sport of track and field and throwing. Olympic silver medalist, Olympic bronze medalist. He's been to, I think, 3 or 4 Olympic Games. World champion. The guy has a resume a mile long. And he was speaking there with me. We were actually doing a question and answer panel together. And when John was speaking, you better believe that I was right there with him in those sessions, with my notebook, with my pen, taking as many notes as possible. When we were doing the question and answer panel, which turned into an epic marathon question and answer session that lasted a little over 2 hours, I still, even though I was up on stage, even though I was still answering questions with John from about 30 other coaches, I still had my notebook, and I still had my pen, and I was still taking notes. And what happened was I brought those notes, and I brought what I learned in Columbus back here to my athletes. And my best boys thrower, Aaron, went from throwing 52 feet and change. A week later, he broke 53 feet, and 2 weeks after that, at our indoor state championship, Aaron won as a junior and threw 55 feet 10 inches. He PR'd more than 3 feet in 3 weeks because of what I brought back from Columbus and listening to John. At the same time, one of my girls, who's a sophomore, Tori ended up winning the indoor state championship in the shot put. Her PR for the season is 37 feet 7 inches, and she ended up winning as a sophomore. She PR'd by almost 2 feet in the time that I came back from Columbus because of the education that I learned and what I brought back in those notes when I was sitting through John's presentations. Now, before Columbus even happened, John called me on the phone out of the blue one day and offered to do his World Throws Coaching certification here at Primal. And I was honored to accept. I couldn't accept fast enough. Now, that certification is coming up next Sunday, March 18th. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed with the turnout. According to John, the turnout's very, very average for this far out from a session, and that the most people that he's had is about 20 at one of these clinics. It's a very small, it's very intimate. It's just about 15 people or so, and John going over the throws for about 7 or 8 hours that one day. It's a great opportunity for coaches to come and learn, and I told John that people here in New England, people in the New York, New Jersey area, people in the Northeast were hungry for information. We've been marketing the heck out of this thing, and to only have 11 people signed up right now, I'm disappointed. And in fact, to the point where I'm actually a little bit ticked off. This is an opportunity for coaches in New England, in New York, in New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, in Maryland, Delaware, to come up, spend the time, do something for yourself, and do something for your athletes, and continue your education as a throws coach with a living legend in the sport of track and field. This is your opportunity. And the fact that only 11 people are signed up shows that you are not taking your education seriously and you need to get on the ball. The 11 people that are signed up, 5 out of those 11 people are college coaches. That goes to show you how important education is when college coaches, people that do this for a living, people whose jobs depend on the results that they get with their athletes, are coming here to learn. And high school coaches are not chomping at the bit to get here. To tell you a little bit about me, over the past 3 years, I've averaged more than $5,000 a year in continuing my education as a coach and as a business owner. That includes hotels, driving, paying for camps and clinics, paying for flights, food. That is a lot of money to spend on education, especially as a new business owner who's still trying to get his business off the ground and be extremely successful and provide for a young family. It's a sacrifice to make, but it's a sacrifice that I make to ensure that my athletes get better and that my athletes get stronger and that I'm doing the best that I can for my athletes. And you have to have that same attitude. If you're making excuses as to why you can't show up, as to why you can't drive an hour or two, or you can't spend the extra $5-10 on gas that you would normally spend, guess what? This is not for you. Don't even bother showing up. We have people driving from Pennsylvania, from Maine, from Vermont, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island to come up here and learn from one of the best. And if you can't make the time, if you can't make that a priority to get your butt down here for one day and learn from one of the best, probably should not be in this sport. Okay? You need to take it upon yourself to educate yourself and to continue your education as a coach to do better for your athletes. We know if you're coaching high school track and field, you're probably not in it for the money. You're not getting paid 30, 40 grand a year to be a high school track coach. So why are you doing it? You're doing it because you love track and field, and you're doing it to help your athletes. And the best thing you can do to help your athletes is to get down here to Cranston, Rhode Island next Sunday, March 18th, and learn how to throw from one of the best throwers to come out of the U.S. in the past 30-something years. John Godina is a living legend in the sport of track and field, and if I'm able to take just a few hours worth of time and improve 3-4 feet on some of my athletes, then you can take 7 or 8 hours worth of time in a small setting, in a classroom setting, to learn from one of the best, to bring that back to your athletes, to win more championships, to have more PRs, and do better for your athletes. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your school, and you owe it to your athletes to show up, learn from the best, and become a better throws coach. I hope to see you here on March 18th. I better see you here on March 18th. You owe it to yourself to show up.